Hello and welcome to Go Skateboarding, and on today's episode of Go Skateboarding we're at Camp Hill Skatepark in the UK. So hello, I'm actually kind of tempted to just sit here and let all the clips play out because I was only really at the skate park for about 40-50 minutes. I didn't skate with the camera off really, so I feel like I might as well just talk through this whole thing because it seems like what's doing well on YouTube right now is the 20+ minute content, and like I film stuff and I like to edit it and condense it down for a better watching experience, but like what's popular at the minute is to just have a video running, and like I get that, right? Like YouTube kind of wants to be TV, and like back in the day before YouTube, TV was always just on in my life. It wasn't really something you paid too much attention to. Maybe it was a show that came on at a certain time where you would go in and be like, I want to watch this show, but like for the most part TV was just kind of on. So yeah, I came out here thinking it's going to be quite a nice day for it, and it was. I quite like this park, quite a lot actually, but one thing that really lets it down is the rocks. There is rocks everywhere. Like, for whatever reason, they built this skate park. You'll see on the right of the shot here, there's like, oh, you can't actually see it. Hold on, maybe, yeah, on the left there. See that pile of sand? That's actually like very minute rocks. There's also at the opposite end by the stairs, there's also another hill of just rocks. It's all just little rocks. It's like, I don't know if I could call it gravel. It's closer to sand mixed with gravel. It's just some sort of aggregate. And I guess they probably left it there from when they were mixing the concrete. But the second super annoying thing is it's right next to a kid's school. Like, I don't mean kids, I mean like a toddler school. So like an infant nursery type thing, which is fine. Like, I know having a skate park next to a kid's school isn't a problem. But when you've got like a big pile of sand like that and a lot of small children, of course they're gonna go flying into it, sending rocks everywhere. I mean, I know it's for the kids more than it is for me, right? But to be honest with you, the rocks really put this skate park off. You'll hear quite a few times I hit rocks in this video, but it's going to be different because I'm not cutting. I'm actually just going to sit here and rant for the next 25 minutes. I'm pretty certain oh yeah, I must have just hit a rock. I'm fairly certain I didn't really speak at all while filming this because it was so windy. Like, it still is pretty windy, but it was a nice windy. Like, it was pretty windy, but it's like, it's hot, so the wind was welcome. However, the wind was enough to be disruptive during the session. So, but I originally came here, I sat down, some kids showed up. I'm like, it's 1 o'clock. You can hear the kids in the background screaming at the nursery. I'm like, so like, there are kids at school, but you're here. Why the fuck are you here? Like, there are blatantly kids at school, and then there's this kid crying, I don't want to go home. I don't want to go home. I'm like, mate, the nursery is literally 2 feet away from you, and you fit right in with this screaming fuckers over there. Why aren't you? Am I allowed to say fucker? Has it been long enough for me to say fucker? You know what? I'm not even monetized, so I could probably start this video with fucker, and it would make no difference. Yeah, so I just really like this back and forth run. I'm sorry, I'm just rambling. I've never done this for this long before. So look at that shove. That was beautiful. That was really beautiful. I've also never really sat and just let my footage run. I usually just find the tricks and clip bits, which is probably why my videos never feel very inspired. I don't really sit here and watch them because I feel like if I sit and watch the whole thing, that was supposed to be a half cab. I don't know why I can't seem to get that into the air out of a bank. Like, it feels like I've got some height, but then I look back at it and it always just looks like a big pivot. Let's see what happens here. Oh yeah, I tried to fakie frontside 50-50 and it just didn't really work. I did get it later. However, I remember just after this, I was trying a regular frontside 50-50 and I was really struggling with it. I think I was going too fast. Or like, I was trying to push myself into the 50-50, and what that was doing is I was pushing myself, giving myself just a little bit of a nudge, not going quite fast enough and giving myself a little bit of a nudge. And that little nudge was actually sending me over the coping every time. So it actually took me quite a few goes to just get the front 50 on this quarter pipe. Because initially, I'd sat down and thought, I'm going to do a transition skate video because I don't often do transition. That was a bit of a dodgy backside rock and roll. I skate transition all the time, but I don't usually film it because I feel like people don't want to watch it because you watch skate videos, and how often do you actually see people skate transition in skate videos? So I can't help but feel like people just aren't interested in it, or it's just not what people show, or, you know, or maybe that's one of my dog crap front 180s. My front 180s are so bad, man. Like, I just want to have them back the way I used to. Like, years and years ago, back when the old skate park was still around, it was so easy to do them, and now for some reason they're just so hard for me. Like, that was it. I decided at that point, I'm not doing another front 180. This does not feel good. I only tried twice, but that was all I needed. I was like, at least I got the rotation, I landed switch. Yeah, I stopped at a dead stop, but really, who cares? I feel like I can't be super comfortable because at any second I could hit a rock. It's kind of weird being on your board and feeling like you kind of have to be not fully on it. That was a nice front rock there. I do like a front rock. It always makes me feel like I'm going to die whenever I attempt that trick, and then every time it works out, it's like a nice surprise. Even though I know I can do it, it never feels like it's gonna go right, and then it always goes right, and then when it doesn't go right, I slam into the ground and I'm like, well, I didn't expect anything other than slamming into the ground, so it's always nice when it works out. Not sure what I'm doing here. Oh yeah, so this is where I start battling it. Now, it looks there like I did it that first time, but I'm like, no, that was dodgy. I could have just kept it. You know, my standards aren't mega high because the goal here is to make a video every day, not to make one video over a 9-month to 3-year period. My goal is to go out to a skate park and get a video out of it every single time. And like, the quality of that video doesn't matter like an insane amount to me because I'm a non-monetized, it's like a hobbyist channel, and like skateboarding to me isn't like, oh, I gotta go out and get these clips or I'm not getting paid, or like I'm gonna go out and get these clips or I'm not paying rent. Like, that's not what skateboarding is to me at all. Skateboarding to me is just something I like to document. It's an excuse to film. I really love videography, but like, skateboarding has been with me through some of the toughest periods of my life, and also ironically skateboarding has been some of the toughest periods of my life. Like, when my life has been really hard, I can't help but feel like skateboarding has always been harder. So like, no matter how shit my life gets, I know I can rely on my skateboard to beat me up just a little bit more than any of that shit, and it makes me feel like I can cope with stuff, which is funny because I arrived at the skate park in a really low mood because I had my wisdom teeth pulled 3 days ago. I mentioned that at the end of this video, but that didn't really hurt as much as you would think because obviously they give you anesthesia and stuff. Hilarious. I really struggled with this, man. Do that again. The coping is quite like mellow on this ramp, so there isn't really a lot of coping to lock into. So I can't help but feel like either that or I'm going too fast, which is a very rare problem on a skateboard. It's very rare that you go too fast. But yeah, I had my teeth removed and it didn't hurt, but like, yeah, there we go. After the fact now, oh, and a shove to end it off. I really like this back and forth, man. The quarter to bank is such a fun thing that you don't see in many skate parks. It's usually a quarter to quarter or a quarter to jump boxer. It's never quarter to chill little bank like this. Okay, not sure what this shot is, I guess. What was that? So now I'm going fakie. I'm not sure what's happening here. Maybe this is where I try the kickflip. Yep, perfect. So the kickflip doesn't work first go. I really felt like it was going to work first go. Yeah, but my jaw has been aching the past few days, and it's kind of a dull ache, but it's noticeable. It's not one of those things that, like, when you're in the zone, it goes away. It just feels like a permanent feature of my face now. Yeah, look, oh, that's amazing. I did the kickflip. I'm like, my tripod has this red ring on it, and it loosened itself as soon as I popped, even though I just tightened it down, and then the friggin' phone did a kickflip. Could you imagine if I landed that kickflip? That would have looked sick. Like, that was completely unintentional. You know, and in the moment I was looking at it like, this is so stupid, I can't believe that just happened, that's so annoying. Wait, like, every time I try and film a kickflip in POV, it has to be out of frame, no matter how I film it. That actually looked kind of cool. Like, what happened there was the same thing. Like, the phone let go, it just didn't do a full 360. But then the next one, I think I landed the next one, but the spring-loaded clip thing that holds my phone in, it like sprung open, and like somehow my phone didn't fly out and land on the floor. I don't know how I managed to hold it in the grip while it wasn't actually being held by the grip. Yeah, I was lucky, let's put it that way. Well, I actually landed that kickflip, but you can't see it. You couldn't see it happen because my phone pinged out of the grip at the exact same time. So at that point, I gave up. I was like, clearly I'm not going to make a kickflip work POV with this grip, with this setup. It's not happening. So, what's happening now? I can't remember. Nollie? Oh yeah.
Fuck off.
I like a nollie when it works, but it's really hard to get it to work all the time. Like, when you get a good snap and you really have your weight in the right place, it feels like you're flying, but it is really hard to get that to happen consistently. It's also very easy to neglect this trick. It's very easy to forget about it. I think my foot might be a bit too far in, but like, I try to push the board ahead of me. So instead of like popping off of the very tip of the nose, I try and give myself some space to actually maneuver when I pop, because I feel like what happens more often than not is you pop and your front foot goes off forwards too much. So having your foot in the nose like that kind of allows you to push your foot forward and not take it off the nose. That was an alright nollie. You couldn't really see it very well, but like I can't, it's so bright, like I can't actually see the footage while I'm filming it. That was a good one. Yeah, and then, you know, I'm obviously looking at these stairs and I'm thinking, this is kind of inevitable, right? Like, if I don't do something down these stairs, like if I don't ollie these stairs, someone's going to be like, next time ollie the stairs, because they're so just obviously there. And I'm sat here thinking, is my phone going to stay in the grip? Like, am I going to do this trick and then my phone's going to go flying? I can't remember if at this point I try and take my phone out of the grip and then decide, actually, no, it's not worth it. I'm gonna see what happens next. Oh yeah, I rolled off this little drop just to be like, you know, drop check, I guess, drop checking myself. Just to be like, you know, I don't know if I fancy a drop right now, but it's not really a crazy drop or anything. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna cut this bit out. Okay, so we got it sorted out. I went to fakie, I started rolling up towards the stairs, but I'm going way too slow. I realize I'm going way too slow. I'm also a little bit concerned about the rocks all over this park, because it's like, there's no way of knowing if you're gonna land and hit a rock or not. It seems to just be random chance. You might hit a rock, you might not. You could come out here with a brush and sweep the place up until it's spotless and you'll still crash into rocks. So you just kind of have to deal with it. But if you're a skateboarder, you'll know that there's nothing we hate more than having to deal with rocks. So this one, boom, got the ollie first try. That's all I could really do comfortably down these stairs at the moment. I do like these stairs. Then I tried to 50-50 this, but it's dead sticky, so... Yeah, then I ended up on top of the ramp because I thought it would be cool to do this in first person. Then go over this sideways and then get this weird launch out. Very interesting. I started looking at the park thinking, like, how can I wrap this up? I guess I skated a bit longer in this period. I think in this section, I was less thinking about what can I do for the camera and more just thinking, what do I want to do? Like, so I guess I've gone past the point of just doing the warm-up, I guess. And now I'm at the point where, oh, I hit another rock. So there we go. I've been at this park for 12 minutes and I've hit 2 or 3 rocks.
Twice in the space of half an hour.
So you see what I mean about the rocks. I'm probably complaining right now, but I can't hear while I'm...
Check the wheels for rocks.
Oh yeah, I was checking for rocks. Yeah, so I can't hear the audio while I'm doing this voiceover. So I apologize if I'm talking over myself and it sounds weird, but I'm not going to edit it because unmonetized. No, not because unmonetized. Just because I'm trying something new. Like, oh yeah, this little ollie felt a bit weird. But I do like this hip, it's quite chill. I would definitely skate here more often, but then rock! So it's like you can't ever actually fully get into it. Like you can't actually get into it because the minute that you let your guard down, you hit a rock. Like every single fucking time. And it's not like the rocks are like so big and obvious. They're like the tiny rocks that like when you hit them, they just grind into dust and you can't actually. So it's really hard to be like, oh yeah, I'll just go for it. Because you know you can, I did a 180 here, that was pretty cool. You know you can do a trick, land it perfect, and then get sent flying anyways, because as soon as you know, get that feeling of, I did it, that's when you hit the rock. It's always like that. It's never like, oh well, sometimes you're pushing and you hit a rock, but it's very rarely the case. It's usually once you've got yourself into a spot where you're like, yeah, I'm gonna try this, I'm gonna do this, I'm really gonna go for it, and then you go for it, and then you get it. That's when you hit the rock. It's so annoying. There's a shove there, but I looked back at this footage and realised that you couldn't see it, so I do that again slightly later. I'm not sure what I'm doing at this point. Chill roll to Biggie. Yeah, quarter pipe to bank is so underrated. There's a little ledge there, but it's backside for me. Little shove there, just on flat. We stopped the video. I guess I must have thought, I wonder if I even saw that in the video, so this is when I checked it. What am I doing here? I can't really remember this. Oh yeah, so I went straight back for it. Here we go. There's the ollie. So one thing that's weird is when you're going this way, you're actually going uphill. So it's very easy to undershoot or overshoot the speed for all of this. But there you go, there's the shove. Nice, clean, relaxed, on video.
Whoa,
Almost crashed into that. Very close. Then I guess, oh, I must do a kickflip here, right? Yep. Yes. Nope. I didn't do a kickflip. But, you know what? Sometimes you fail, and then sometimes immediately after, you succeed in a way that feels so worth it. That kickflip felt so good. Like, it wasn't the highest, it wasn't the best, but the feeling was, I just did the trick. It just was like, I just did a kickflip. I didn't really have to try so hard. I get the feeble grind.
I mean, feeble anybody?
My feeble attempt at a front 50-50.
Bad angle.
Yeah, I saw this and I thought, I have to hit this 50-50, and I'm not feeling super comfortable with 50-50s just in general, but I know, after all this time, that going slow is not your friend with this trick. You need to go fast. And I pull it off straight away. I'm sat here thinking I'm probably going to miss, I'm probably, you know, but then I don't allow myself the chance, the time to sit there and overthink. I get it out of the way. And then what do I do here? I'm going very slow here. Oh yeah, straight onto the back 50. So this is actually a new trick for me. I've been able to do it once or twice, years and years and years ago. I did it once or twice and it felt more comfortable than the front side one. But then I never ever tried it again until very recently, where I learned it on this curb. And I'm actually really struggling. I hit this crack, and weirdly enough, this is actually what took me the longest out of everything today. Like, none of this has been cut except for where I said I cut the video. This is what took me the longest. And it's weird because once you're on it, it feels like, oh, it's fine, but I keep turning and twisting.
Really distracting.
And like, I guess I just wasn't feeling super confident, or it could just be that I've got a tripod in my hand, which isn't normal for me. I usually have the tripod on the floor somewhere. I'm not normally holding onto my phone and trying to think of the angle, plus what I'm doing, plus where my arms are. And it's like, if I put my arms perfectly sideways or whatever, the angle might be off. Like, this isn't something I'm super familiar with, so if I had a head cam or something, maybe I'd wear that, but then I feel like that would be shaking all over the place whenever I'm doing an ollie, and that would be distracting in its own right.
Stop twisting.
But yeah, I'm going to stop talking until the end of this clip, because I'm pretty certain I start raging, and someone recently said they like hearing me rant. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this voiceover, and make sure to subscribe, like the video, all that good stuff.
Yeah,
and
just because
I'll see you in the next video. And if you're finished with YouTube, go skateboarding. You know,
that's why it wasn't allowed to happen.
And I'll see you later.
Okay, this one. Get the fuck off the fucking curb! Can you do something that isn't jumping off at the last second? If you stayed on the skateboard, then I would be like, haha, that was fun. But you keep jumping off things. Let me off! For sake. Just stop trying. You're clearly not trying, so stop rolling at it. And that is not making an actual attempt. Fair, the first one was perfect, but you had to crash. Stop! I hate you. Apparently it's impossible now. Apparently it's impossible. I can't do it once. Come on. It's not that hard. You just keep landing wrong. What was that? Not an ollie. Stop failing me, please. You only have to do it one time successfully. You don't have to do it every time successfully, just once. I mean, you can't do it once, it makes you want to give up. Stop. Fucking hell, how am I supposed to get out of that? Not only is the camera pointing that way, but like the wheel is hanging off in such a way that you can't fucking save yourself. Of course I landed in a giant crack. I can't just do it, no. I have to crash into a crack. Stupid. What the fuck, man? I can't start there because it's a giant crack. I can't start there because it's a giant crack. I can't start anywhere. It's a giant crack. This is taking too long. It shouldn't take this long to do this once. What are you doing? Next time you ollie, actually fucking ollie. Just leave one foot down. This is the longest clip by far and it's the easiest to try. I hate how skateboarding is like this. Kind of easy should be easy. Your weight's too far forward, we know that. But then when I try and go back more, you don't fucking ollie. Oh, I didn't think this was going to take me the longest. Yes! Hang out with the fucking holder! That's what I need! Not distracted at all. The phone to come flying out of the holder. I'm trying to film something here. Are you going to do it this time? Stop. It's the same mistake. Do it differently. Why? Stop doing that, please. Well, as it ages. Oh, I somehow not pointing the camera at it.
So I hope you've enjoyed today's episode of Go Skateboarding. I don't normally shoot in POV because this is what my tripod looks like, and I was holding it like this to film that whole video. But as you can see, the phone holder is spring loaded, so too much force that goes into this and it just kind of sends phone flying, which is good because I've got a case on my phone so it'll survive. However, if I take the case off, it might fit better, but if I lose it once, I lose my phone, and then I lose my YouTube channel, and like I've still got like another year to pay this phone off, so I wouldn't exactly like to break it. Which one of the worst decisions I ever made was getting a Pixel 7a on finance, because they're like 400 quid and I'm gonna have to pay for it until next year. It's so annoying. But I could have afforded it outright if I just waited a month, but I didn't, because I'm an idiot. Well, maybe I couldn't have afforded it outright, but I should have just waited. So lesson learned, never finance a phone that isn't like £1,000 plus. Also, when I was trying to do kickflips out the bank, for some reason this stupid red thing, it would loosen, and like it's really handy as a tripod, right? This is such a good tripod, but this is so tight I can't loosen it. I tighten it really hard, right? But every time I tried to kickflip out of the bank, it loosened itself, which just then made this do that. It went like that. I can't even get it to do it. I don't know how it loosened itself so much. It went like that. So there'll be some strange video footage in this one. That's why I don't normally do POV stuff, because I can't rely on this tripod. I know that you can get one of these that actually screws down, so you know that'll hold it more secure, but that doesn't solve the red thing problem. I have been looking at a gimbal on TikTok. It's quite popular at the moment. It's quite cheap. It's £35, which is, you know, last time I looked at a gimbal that had face tracking and stuff, they were very, very expensive. So I'm hoping maybe to get something like that to elevate the channel and have a camera that can actually follow me, because I feel like that's what is missing from this channel, is having the camera follow me. Also wireless mics. I'm thinking of getting wireless mics, but I'm not sure if I'm ranting in this video or not, because I'm filming this before I edit, and I'm going to do a voiceover because it was so windy. So a wireless mic in the future would be pretty cool for the channel, and a gimbal as well would be pretty cool for the channel. But yeah, other than that, it was an alright session. I've been here not too long. I've skated much better than I did last time I was here, put it that way. And it's nice out, but it's not crazy hot. So like yesterday was 7-8 degrees Celsius higher than today, and today is like, it's hot but it's like bearable. Yesterday was kind of like, I'm dead, I'm staying inside. Also, I'm kind of in a bad mood, or kind of have been in a bad mood, because I had my wisdom teeth taken out 3 days ago, and it hurts. Like, it's not painful, it's not like, ah, that really hurts. It's more just a dull ache, but it's an ache that just isn't going away. So I'm sure it will eventually. It's only been 3 days, but that dull ache is constant and it's annoying. So yeah, I need to take some painkillers, and see you in the next episode of Go Skateboarding. Anyways, now that I've got the obligatory YouTube video out of the way, I'm actually going to go out there and skate for another hour without the camera and just focus on enjoying myself, which is definitely something I should focus more on, enjoying my life. So thanks for watching the video. I'm not saying I don't enjoy making YouTube videos, it's just like, it's a different mindset between filming and just skating. So, you know, if you film stuff, you would know, like, it's different. So yeah, thanks. See you in the next one. I have no idea what I'm saying.